I call the regular meeting of the Lakewood City Council of June 8th, 2015 to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Hall.
Here.
Shakti.
Here.
Helen. Johnson.
Here.
Wickman. Murphy. Harrison.
Here.
Quinn.
Here.
Hoop.
Here.
Barraway.
Here.
Royball.
Here.
You have a quorum.
All right, well, we have a quorum. Welcome to everybody who's here. We have a good crowd tonight. It's going to be a short meeting, so if you're watching, but it's going to be a fun meeting because we're honoring some wonderful residents of our community. So if you have a cell phone or a pager, if you want to throw that on silent, that'd be fantastic. And we will rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and stay standing for a moment of silent prayer. Thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, please be seated. All right. Will the clerk please read item 4 into the record?
Item 4, proclamation, Spelling Bee champion Sylvie LaMontagne.
Recognizing Colorado Spelling Bee champion Sylvie LaMontagne. Whereas Sylvie LaMontagne won competition rounds at her school and then her articulation area to make it to the Colorado Spelling Bee, and whereas during the Colorado Spelling Bee, she was the only student among 270 competitors to get a perfect score on the written qualifying exam. And she won the state championship after spelling 21 words correctly. And Sylvie was the first state winner from Jeffco Public Schools since 1999, and the first Lakewood winner since 1978. And she went on to the Scripps National Spelling Bee, competing against 285 competitors. She earned a spot in the final round, putting her in the top 10 spellers nationally before she was eliminated from the competition. Now, therefore, on behalf of the City Council and the people of the City of Lakewood, I, Bob Murphy, Mayor of the City of Lakewood of Colorado, by virtue of the authority vested in me, do hereby recognize Colorado Spelling Bee champion Sylvie LaMontagne. Given under the hand and seal, the City of Lakewood, this 8th day of June, 2015, Bob Murphy, Mayor.
Thank you for taking the time to recognize me tonight. And also, just thank you for taking the time to recognize kind of academic achievements in general, because sometimes they kind of go unnoticed. And I think learning and kind of academic stuff is essential to anything you want to do. And you learn about a lot of other stuff in the process that's not necessarily directly related to what you're learning. So, for example, in kind of my journey through the world of competitive spelling, I learned a lot more about stuff besides just words. So, like things about dealing with losing and with winning, and with kind of learning more about confidence and talking to people. And I guess I also, in the process, I made a lot of really great friends. So I guess there's essentially, just by misspelling my word, I didn't leave the world of spelling bees, because I'll take with me a lot of memories and friends. And I would recommend competitive spelling to anyone who loves words and isn't afraid to study a little bit.
That is great. Thank you so much, Sylvie.
And I would just add, Sylvie, you truly are a champion, and just your candor and how you've come through it all and seeing the articles in the paper. You are an inspiration to many young students, and I think our future is okay with kids like you. All right. Clerk, please read them. Item 5.
Item 5, proclamation, 100th anniversary of Kiwanis.
All right, I think, Maggie, are you going to come down for the proclamation? Did you have some other folks that wanted to join? Come on down. Yeah, you can all come down if you'd like. And if you'd like some pictures, somebody, you can go behind there too. Harrison.
Proclamation recognizing Kiwanis Clubs of Lakewood and the 100th anniversary of Kiwanis International. Whereas Kiwanis International is one of the largest service organizations in the world with more than 600,000 members of all ages and abilities in more than 80 nations. And whereas the members of the Kiwanis Clubs of Lakewood are devoted to improving the world one child and one community at a time by placing the highest value on human qualities and spirituality rather than the material aspects of life. And whereas, in addition to improving lives, Kiwanis Club members promote the development of community leaders, positive role models, intercultural understanding and cooperation, and opportunities for fellowship and personal growth, professional development, and community service. And whereas the first Kiwanis Club started in Detroit, Michigan in 1915, I think that's 100 years ago, right? And whereas Kiwanis International celebrates its centennial anniversary of the founding of the Detroit Kiwanis Club number 1, and whereas the service provided by the Kiwanis Clubs of Lakewood has a positive influence in our community and residents, now, therefore, on behalf of the City Council and the people of the City of Lakewood, I, Bob Murphy, Mayor of the City of Lakewood, Colorado, by virtue of the authority vested in me, do hereby recognize Kiwanis Clubs of Lakewood, the 100th anniversary of Kiwanis International, given under my hand and seal of the City of Lakewood, this 8th day of June, 2015, Bob Murphy, Mayor.
We're honored to have representatives from many of our Lakewood clubs, and I think there's some council members that even might be members and some other folks here. So,
and we might have new members.
We might have a new member. And Ms. Maggie Weekly is here to talk a little bit, and she is one of the lieutenant governors.
I am.
All right, welcome.
My name is Maggie Weekly, and I am the Lieutenant Governor for Division 9, and so I have Rocky Mountain Division, and I oversee 9 clubs. And I'm doing it this year, and I'm actually doing it next year, so I've got a 2-year commitment on this. But I'm passionate about it. I love it. I've gotten to know the presidents very well because we have meetings with them once a month. And I can honestly stand here and say that we have the best clubs in the Rocky Mountain District. They do a fantastic job, and I am proud to be here for them. So I would like each one of them to come up. There's the 3 clubs, Alameda West, Lakewood, and Belmar, and just give a little bit of a highlight of what they do for your community. Okay? Deb York, do you want to start with Belmar?
Well, first, I want to thank everybody in the community, all the citizens and the business owners, and we have one here tonight. I see Michael's here from 240 Union that support all of our fundraising. So we have the funds to give to the children. Some of the programs that we work on is Carla's House, Boys and Girls Club, Ralston House, The Right Stuff, and many other organizations that come and ask us for funds that help children. So,
Deb, explain what The Right Stuff is. That's really important.
well, The Right Stuff is a program that we put together supplies for children when they come back after Christmas. And we go and package them, and then all the clubs put the money in. We buy the supplies, package them, and then we deliver them to all the schools that have a reduced lunch of 85 or 90% more. So we hand them out to all the children. All the children in the schools get one. We don't just designate the children that are in the program. So we have 8 schools right now, and we're hoping to add more. We just want more clubs to bring some money.
Okay. Darrell is going to talk from Alameda West.
Hello, Council. Hello, Tom. I'm here to reflect a little history as to how we've grown up together, the city and our club. Back in 1966, we started a club, which was not Lakewood at the time. And 3 years later, I was president. And I was president of what? Well, just a club in Jefferson County. At the end of my term, we give out a plaque. And so my presentation of a plaque was based on a research that we did as to what city are we in. And we guessed it was going to be Jefferson City, Kiwanis. So this is, to me, President 1969 of the Jefferson City Kiwanis Club, and we were going to be the city's Kiwanis Club. We're Alameda West because we meet on West Alameda. We've been that since 1966, and we've been serving this community for 49 years. And I'm a charter member 49 years ago. So it's a pleasure to receive this from my city, where we have grown up together to serve our people. Thank you.
Okay. Our next speaker will be Tom Sullivan, and he's with Lakewood.
Tom Sullivan, thanks for recognizing us. We appreciate that. Several of you have spoken to our club, which we appreciate. I know it's hard to get some of you guys to come out and talk, but we appreciate it. I learned all about Mr. Quinn's book that he wrote on one of your presentations. The Lakewood Kiwanis Club's been around about 51 years, and just a couple of the key projects that we have is the Lakewood High School Key Club, which is a service club for high school students sponsored by Kiwanis throughout the country. And we help those kids at the Lakewood High School get involved in service, and they work with us in some of our service projects. Another is a project at South Lakewood Elementary that we call the BUGS program, which is Bringing Up Grades, is what that stands for. We work with second graders. I think there's three second grade classes at South Lakewood Elementary, and we love working with those kids, and we recognize them at the end of each semester for the ones who bring up their grades. They get called up and they get a little special recognition, and then everybody gets a cupcake once the event's over. And that's been special, and we also tutor. We do one-on-one tutoring with some of the students, or maybe 1-on-4. She'll have us with 4 or 5 students. And we enjoy being involved with South Lakewood Elementary, which is, of course, right here in our community. Finally, I want to mention a project that's a little broader called the Catch a Calf Contest that you may have heard of. It's at the National Western Stock Show, and I mention that because we're one of the oldest sponsors of the Catch a Calf Contest, where these kids raise a calf, and then they present him the steer at the stock show, and then the steer goes off to market after the contest. And that's really special to work with those kids in the Catch a Calf contest. So we've been around 51 years. I haven't been there quite that long with the club, but it's been a pleasure to be a part of the Lakewood community, and thanks for recognizing us.
I just wanted to say one more thing. I'm with the Arvada Jefferson Kiwanis Club, and we celebrated our 50 years last year. And so we're 51 years this year, and we had one charter member. And then he decided to retire. But we also had the city council in Arvada do a proclamation for us last month. And we have 2 clubs. One of the clubs is Arvada, and they have been with us for 75 years. So we have 2 large clubs in Arvada, which is awesome. So thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Question, are you looking for members? And if so,
we would love to have members. Now, let me tell you guys. The Arvada Jefferson Club has a lot of city council members on it. We also have the city manager on ours, and they come every week to our breakfasts. Just telling you guys, put a little bit of competition in here. You've got 3 clubs to, join and come out, and it's wonderful. but we really enjoy it a lot. Thank you. And we also have the head of CBI, Ron Sloan.
Wonderful. How about another? Right.
Item 6, presentation, Public Health Champion Award.
I'd like to call Dr. Mark Johnson down. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Public health is what we as a society do collectively to prevent disease and premature death and to promote health. And although we have an organized Jefferson County Public Health Department, every individual and every organization in the county impacts public health to some degree. And every year we have, for the last 21 years, been honoring those organizations and individuals who have gone above and beyond as public health champions in Jefferson County. In 2014, one of those organizations was the City of Lakewood. And I'm here very pleased to present the Mayor Pro Tem with the award that you won last year for the work that you have done. I'd like to read some of the really remarkable things that the City of Lakewood has been doing in supporting healthy eating and active living in your community. You have had remarkable work on the Sustainable Neighborhoods program, incorporating health in the Lakewood comprehensive and sustainability plans, the successful implementations of the Mount Air Park Community Farm in the Moleholm Two Creeks neighborhood, the adoption of the Live Well Colorado Healthy Eating and Active Living Cities and Towns Resolution, the implementation and adoption of the Sheridan Station 20-Minute Neighborhood Project, supporting community citizens to start a bicycle advocacy group, continued commitment to sidewalk and roadway improvements and connections to encourage safe walking and bicycling, and by supporting people with chronic diseases through your partnership with St. Anthony Hospital and the Consortium for Older Adult Wellness. Because of all of these activities, I am very happy to present one of our Public Health Champion Awards to the City of Lakewood.
Beautiful.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Dr. Johnson, and thank you for everything that you do. We have a good partnership, and we appreciate working together. I know, Councilor Quinn, I think you may have already received this informally.
Yes, I did, and I really wanted Dr. Johnson to come here today. I wanted to highlight the efforts of that staff has put into this, particularly Mary Massini, who's out there from the Lakewood City Manager's Office. She's put a lot of time and effort into this, as well as Molly Hansen from the Jeffco Department of Public Health. And it's great being in partnership with your organization, and we hope to continue with that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you again. That was the fun stuff, and Mayor Murphy is traveling tonight, so he was not able to join us, but I know he wanted to send his best to all those who were here to be honored, so thank you all very much. Now, I guess item 7, public comment. And public comment roster is available, and it doesn't look like anybody has signed up, so if somebody or anybody would like to speak, we'll give you 3 minutes. We'd encourage you to come down and direct your comments towards the City Council. Joe, Mr. Margotti, come on down.
Good evening, City Council, and nice people in the audience there. I'm here as a public service comment. As everybody knows, June 14th, which is this coming Sunday, is Flag Day. Lakewood Elk 1777 will be having a presentation. We'll have a presentation of colors. John Philip Sousa Band will be there. They will be singing playing and singing the Star Spangled Banner. And then we have a lot of other things that happen that particular day. There'll be a free lunch if anybody's interested after the ceremony. It's only a 2-hour ceremony. It begins at 10 a.m. and should end by noon when lunch will be served. The Elks Club is located at 1455 North Newland. We've been in the area for 67 years, and there are very few people that realize that we are even there. 67 years. We're one of the first people on West Colfax. When I was doing a little history work with the historian, we came up with a picture from 1979 of the building, the original building. Well, now getting back to the Flag Day presentation, if anybody has a flag that they need to be disposed of, a damaged flag or a flag that they no longer want, you may bring it there anytime. If you don't want to come to the presentation, you can bring it there and just drop it off at the office. And at the end of the ceremony, we'll be retiring the flags, which means a proper burning of the flags. So we look forward to seeing a lot of people there. It is open to the public. If anybody's interested in the Elks Club, I personally would be happy to walk them through there and give them an application. So I want to thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir. And I like the tie. It's very fitting for what you're
Wow,
talking
that's
to us
what it's all
right?
about.
Absolutely. And I know that council did receive an invitation as well, so hopefully
Good.
folks can make
You know,
it.
we sent the council an invitation, but there are people out there who watch you on Monday night.
Plural.
So we have to make the announcement. Thank you again.
Sir. All right. Anybody else like to speak? All right. We will close public comment and move on to the consent agenda. And the consent agenda is used to expedite council action. It contains both resolutions and first reading ordinances. Resolutions are items of a routine nature. Members of the public will have an opportunity in a moment to comment on any of the proposed resolutions. And first reading ordinances appear on the agenda only for the purpose of setting future public hearing dates and ordering the newspaper publication of the proposed ordinance. No public comments will be taken on the first reading ordinance tonight. That will take place in 2 weeks at the second reading. Any council member may request an item on the consent agenda be removed for separate discussion and action under general business. Will the city clerk please read the items on the consent agenda into the record?
The consent agenda consists of items 8 through 11 inclusive. Item 8, Resolution 2015-40, approving an intergovernmental agreement by and between the City of Lakewood, the City of Wheat Ridge, and the West Metro Fire Protection District for the use and maintenance of a shared radio communication system. Item 9, Ordinance 2015-9, to rezone land located at 1230 Pierce Street, City of Lakewood, County of Jefferson, State of Colorado. Item 10, approving the minutes of the regular City Council meeting of April 13th, 2015. And item 11, accepting the minutes of the Advisory Commission for Inclusive Communities Executive Committee meeting of April 1st, their full commission meetings of March 18th and April 15th, all 2015.
All right, thank you very much. Before we go to public comment on the resolution, Chief, you had a couple words to say about the resolution. Resolution 2015-40. Good evening.
Yes. Good evening, Mayor Pro Tem Paul and members of City Council. Kevin Paletta, Lakewood Police Chief. I just want to give you a little background on the intergovernmental agreement that we are asking you to approve tonight for the shared radio services. The Lakewood Police Department has entered into an intergovernmental agreement with West Metro Fire in 1996 to share radio services and costs associated with radio equipment. And in 2005, the Wheat Ridge Police Department joined that radio system and that agreement. Over the years, the system has grown, as you can imagine, and technology has changed dramatically. We've added software, we've added radio frequency, we've added towers, we've added transmitters, we've added functionality and hardware. And it's come time now to update that intergovernmental agreement so that it covers all of the services that are currently provided by the shared public safety radio system, that it outlines the assets and which agency those assets belong to. It outlines service expectations in terms of emergency response to repair and maintain the equipment, and it outlines costs associated with the radio equipment. So tonight we're asking that you approve the IGA. That it's more than a housekeeping item. It actually kind of sets the table for the possibility of future regionalization and expansion efforts and continued support and service with our public safety radio system. So that's why we'd ask for your approval. And I'd be happy to entertain any relatively non-technical questions you might have about our radio system.
Thanks, Chief. Any questions from the council? All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. I'll now open the public hearing on the said resolution. If you'd like to speak, come on down. I will close the public hearing. Ready for a motion?
Mayor Pro Tem Paul, I move for the approval of the council minutes for the acceptance of the minutes of boards and commissions, order all ordinances introduced on first reading to be published in the Denver Post with public hearing set for the date included in the ordinance, and for the adoption of all resolutions, all which are included in the consent agenda items introduced into the record by the city clerk.
Second.
All right. Thank you. There's been a motion and a second. And Shakti, it looks like you want to speak.
I think that when we cooperate with our neighbors in order to be more effective and save money, that's government at its best. And a lot of times it's in the layers of how things work that we don't really see. So when something like this comes to the surface, it's nice to spend a minute and appreciate it. So thank you.
All right. Anybody else? All right. Let's see here. Please cast your vote. And it is unanimous. So, that is kind of the meat and potatoes of tonight's meeting. We'll move into general business. No general business. Executive report.
Yes, thank you. I had intended to introduce our new IT director, Mark Prey, today, and I just got a message from him that he has fallen ill. So I'm sorry to say I'm not able to introduce him yet. So this is another cliffhanger. You'll get to meet him in 2 weeks. We don't have a meeting next week. We don't have a study session, so we'll try to get him to the following meeting, Mr. Mark Prey. So stay tuned. Thank you.
Well, we hope he's tuned in, and we'll send him good vibes to feel better.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, council reports. I just have two quick things. One is it is Inspire Arts Week, the 4th through the 14th in the city of Lakewood. So there's a lot of different events, free events, discount events through our different art partners. And it wraps up on Sunday, but on Saturday is the Rock and Block Party at the Heritage Center. So if you have a chance, please come out and join that. And it's been a while since we met, and I just wanted to honor a very special friend of our city who we lost, and that was Bunny Malm. And she's a true champion for all things Lakewood and Jefferson County and worked really hard for many different things. Most recently helped get the Business Improvement District started on West Colfax. So she will be greatly missed, and we will have fond memories of her. Council President Harrison?
No report.
No report.
They're away.
Thanks, Mayor Pro Tem Paul. I just want to remind everybody that tomorrow night is the COPS Council and Community for Wards 1 and 2 at the Clement Center, beginning at 6:30. We'll be talking about the history of the Lakewood Police Department. So look forward to seeing many of you there. We'll have dinner provided. I'll let Councilor Johnson talk about that when we get down to her. And also this Wednesday morning is Councilor Coops and I Ward 2 meeting, and I will actually be there, and he's finally going on a vacation. Yay! Hopefully he has sunshine. Weather's not so great. And then just a reminder again from what Mr. Margotti said about Flag Day on June 14th with the Elks Club. I know that Ms. Collier would not be happy if we didn't continue to mention that, but 10 o'clock on Sunday. Thank you.
Councillor Quinn.
Thank you. Yes, our Ward 5 meeting is coming up on Saturday, June 20th, and we have a special guest this month, Mr. Ken Bowden from Denver Regional Council of Governments Way to Go program. And he's going to be talking about environmentally friendly, convenient, and easy commuting options, cycling, van pooling, carpooling. Dr. Cog really does provide a variety of services that a lot of us don't know about. I think it's well worth attending. If you're interested, even if you don't commute regularly, if you commute sometimes, it's still probably worth the trip to come out and hear more about it. And I'm glad that Councillor Paul brought up Bunny Malm. I served with Bunny for 5 or 6 years on the Lakewood Planning Commission from, I think, 2000 to 2005, something like that. And Bunny was just a pistol. And there's just no other way to describe her. And now I go back in those days. I've got some. Well, she told me a lot of stories about Jefferson County in the old days that I can't repeat here. But anyway, I was saddened to hear of her loss. But just really a person who contributed so much to her community and a lot of great memories at Bunny. Thank you.
Councillor Johnson, we got some menu items, huh?
I do. Thank you. Yes, please join us tomorrow night for Cops and Council. We're going to have, I think, a very nice meal. I'm not going to tell you ahead. Be a surprise. Also, we actually lost another person in our community who was very special, Bart Hegarty, who owned Insurance of Denver. And unfortunately, he has also passed on. He's with us in a different way. Ward 1 council, or our Ward 1 meeting scheduled for June the 20th. We've got a little bit of a change. Greg Kildo was going to come from Community Corrections. Unfortunately, he does have a scheduling conflict, and that's not going to happen. Just learned about that today. So we will have some exciting speakers, I hope. Stay tuned. That would be the 20th at 9 at St. Paul's. Thank you.
Councillor Shakti.
I just want to say I attended the Youth Police Academy graduation ceremony, and it was touching. The youth seemed really excited about it. There was a lot of humor in the event, and I appreciated that there was a sense of sort of talking about cooperation and what role some of the exercises they did had to do with cooperation and what role that plays in policing. And I was also impressed that they played a video of the highlights of the experience, and it was filmed and produced by a high school student in the area, so it was impressive.
Great. Anything else for the good of the order? All right, we're going to be adjourned at 7:33 p.m.